Hey, 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 what's been good about your day? It's Mrs. Newport. It's time for story time. Have you ever read Fancy Nancy? She's so fun. Look how fancy she is. She's got a little bit of everything on. I'm even wearing a fancy shirt today so that we can enjoy Fancy Nancy. This is by Jane O'Connor, and it's actually illustrated by Robin Priest Glasser. I actually met her. She came to our school when I was teaching. It was so fun to meet an actual illustrator. So we're gonna read Fancy Nancy. There she is. I love being fancy. Look at her room. Is your room fancy? My favorite color is fuchsia. That's a fancy way of saying purple. I like to write my name with a pen that has a plume. That's a fancy way of saying feather. And I can't wait to learn French because everything in French sounds fancy. So do you know what a plume is? Do you see it in the picture? So she said it was on a pen. What's on the end of her pen? See the feather? That's a plume. Nobody in my family is fancy at all. They never even ask for sprinkles. There's a lot they don't understand. Lace-trimmed socks do help me play soccer better. Sandwiches definitely taste better when you stick a frilly toothpick in it. A princess is supposed to keep her tiara on. What's a fancy girl to do? I ask my doll, Maribel. Her full name is Maribel Lavinia Chandelier. That's a fancy name. Then I get an idea that is stupendous. That's a fancy word for great. Maybe I can teach my family how to be fancy. I make an ad and stick it to the fridge. What's an ad? What's on the fridge? Oh, an advertisement. Let's read what it says. Learn to be fancy with lessons from Nancy. Starts today. Easy, fun, and free. Maybe I'll go to those lessons. Soon there's a knock at my door. My family saw the ad. They want to get started right away. So look, she's telling them plain, it's like yellow, leather, and glasses. Fancy is gold, patent leather, and sunglasses. The trouble is my family doesn't own any fancy clothes. That's okay. I go find, what is that fancy word? Oh yes, some accessories. Ooh la la, my family is posh. That's a fancy word for fancy. My mom twirls in front of the mirror. Why don't we go somewhere fancy tonight?
How about dinner at the King's Crown?
Dad suggests. Wow, my parents are acting fancier already.
May I escort you lovely ladies outside? The limousine is waiting.
My dad is our chauffeur. That's a fancy word for driver. When we arrive at the King's Crown, everyone looks up. They probably think we're movie stars. I'm so proud of my whole family. They eat with their pinkies up and call each other darling. Darling. For dessert, let's have parfaits, says Mom. That's French for ice cream sundaes. Amazing, my mother knows French. When our parfaits are ready, I curtsy and say, merci. What do you think merci means? Thank you in French. Good, merci. I carry the tray like a fancy waiter. Oops, I trip, I slip. The tray does a double flip. Oh no. I don't feel fancy anymore. I want to go home. After I get all cleaned up, I put on my dressing gown. Those are fancy words for a bathrobe. I feel much better. I'm ready for a parfait. I tell my parents, thank you for being fancy tonight.
I love you,
my dad says. I love you, my mom says. And all I say back is, I love you. Because there isn't a fancy or better way of saying that. I hope you tell someone that you love them today. Have a great day.